Good readings to you in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm going to do a video today because the first one got taken down. It may just not have been processed correctly. I mean, it's possible. I think it's very suspect that it did, because I think it's true. And the video is called New Year's of this year, which is, it was the 29th? Just turned the 30th. Is New Year's the next 9/11? I've been looking at this for a long time. Okay, look. It is, Wells Fargo was founded in Philadelphia, which was, definitely has China roots kind of thing, which is not necessarily bad, but it's interesting. Okay. Nehru, the founder of India, planted the flag of India and Lahore, Pakistan. I believe Lahore is Allah or O-R-E gold. So that's like, godly gold. Lahore, Pakistan. It's also the date of the USSR flag, which is curious. Okay, because Putin's who did 9/11, by the way. Yep, go to my videos and see that. Oh my God. There is a reason why I'm looking. Oh, you son of a bitch. I'm sorry. Oh, I just did these numbers because I was just like, well, let's just look at that for 9/11. Oh my God. Oh my God. You just saw this in real time. Did this video go through? Is this video working? Holy crap. Oh my God, you literally just in real time saw me hit these numbers, and I almost like... Okay, look, 9/11, folks. Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins says the song goes, Shakedown 1970, na 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 na. It's called 1979. November 29th, I believe, was 19 years and 79 days from 9/11. Well, if they're all in on it, and they are, I was looking at that date. Well, somewhere along the lines, it became relevant. I mean, you just see more. It's just like people who are good at video games or speak French or antiques. You can just, they call it blinking. You just go this. You see more. Okay, so anyways, from 9/11 2001 to 9/11 2020, there's an 11-8 split. 11 years to 2012 and 8 years to 2020. Well, an 11-8 is a hidden 1/18. That's how they do it. So there's a natural break from 2012. 2012 dropped to 0, 212. That's why I know that's like a hotspot date. 2016 would be dropped to 0. 216 is a 6 times 6 times 6. So that would be like weight to them. 2027. 2020 is TT 2020. 2027 would be dropped to 0. 227, fractional equivalent of pi, full circle moment. That's why they do these things. Well, I just now... I just now put these numbers in from 9/11, 2012. The X marks the spot cross. See, when they do a something, there's a hidden this, or this. So like if I told you my birthday was April 26, 1975, which it is, and then I told you some other deal where it was, let's say it was then I told you my 29th birthday, if I was one of them. And for those who don't know, I renounce Lucifer, all secret societies in the name of Jesus. Less than done without Jesus, saved by grace, and no Satan worshiping Illuminati devil can talk like that, I promise. But let's say I told you it was my 29th birthday. Well, if you had the gift that I do, some of you can do this, it'd be like, well, if he told you that was the 29th birthday, that kind of obviously, to me, that's a 227. The real break is his 22nd birthday. They told you the this. You got to figure out the this. You get it? Well, December 31st. It's a triple 33. 3,033 days. 3, 3. Perfect 3, 60, 60, 60 degrees. Drop to 0, drop to 0, drop to 0. 3, 3. It's a triple. 3 is the highest amplification in their witchcraft. It's a triple, which is a hexagram. Remember the dancing Talmudics with 9/11 so they could pimp the whole world and whatever it is? Well, it's 3,000. It's a triple 33 from 9/11, 2012. The X marks the spot break from 9/11 to 2020, which is the 11/8, 118. So instead of 11/8, it's 118. That's how they do things. It's very clever. Or you could just say it was a 388, a triple 88. And 88 is like it's almost like a yin yang. It's a balance because you can take the 88 and you can flip it this way or that way. It's symmetrical, so it's like resonance. Okay, here's the other part of this, which is very curious. It's 99 months and 20 days. Now, that doesn't look like necessarily anything big from 9/11/2012 to New Year's Eve 2 days from now. It just turned the 30th. I'm doing this at midnight. 99 months and 20 days is 79 golden days to 99.99. 79 is the element for gold. So it happens to be the golden element from this triple hexagram date to this New Year's. 99 is the number of names of Allah. I've been telling you the whole time. This is like the Muslims are the Talmudics. And there's nothing Jewish. Scripture is in your heart. There's nothing Jewish anymore. There's spiritual Israelite. Paul said, count it all as dung. I am spiritual Israel, the prince who prevails with God. Truth plus love equals life. And it's been hell beyond description. And I feel like I'm supposed to play it off cool and act like everything's awesome. But I can't. It's just been hell beyond description doing this. But I do it for Jesus, and that's just how it works. So there's 79, the golden element days from a 99.99. So this date would imply another 79 days, which is usually it's March 20th. That's when David Rockefeller. Oh God. Oh my God. Oh my God. David Rockefeller was born in New York. He died on March 20th. I remember. I'm saying that's the 79th day of the year. Oh my God. Folks, this is so friggin'... Normally, I don't tell people stuff like this because I don't want rich people to make money off the numbers. But that's just how it's done anyways. So, I mean, I guess they're rich. They already know. I don't want somebody who is evil just to make another $1 billion if what I'm saying is true, and they can, if currencies pop based on this data, that's my thing. I don't want to hand somebody my secrets and teach them how to make $1 gazillion. I don't have $1 gazillion. But if I had $1 gazillion to invest, I'd be like, so if the cryptos turn out, great, I'll be rich. If not, what are you going to do? I just looked it up. David Rockefeller died March 20th, 2017. So it'd be 7. Okay, let me just show you how this really works. Okay? Because nobody's listening. I mean, I shouldn't say nobody. A few people listened. David Rockefeller died 2017 on the 79th golden day of the year. What was 4 years from that to 2021? Well, to me, that's just a dead giveaway for 4-4, which means a square deal. What's 2025? I happen to know this from my other research. Once you see it, it's like you can't miss it. I'll never, as long as I live, look at the date 2025 and look at it as anything other than a 407, which is a swastika. 4-7. A vortex. Now, swastikas are not inherently evil. They're in every culture I've ever seen. Literally, for those who are new to that, and you think that's like racist or Hitler, there might be 10,000. There might be several 100,000 examples of swastika whirlwind vortexes carved into almost everything. I mean, like Chicago buildings, India, you literally name a country. Lithuania, Norway, anywhere. Like Britain, Canada, where you just find it everywhere. Because it's vortex time. It's length, width, height, time. The same way you go north, south, east, west. Kairos time. You can see it on those rock bands. They'll put the good stuff on the evil rock bands. It goes north, south, east, west, and then it curls around. That's fifth dimensional time. So it's 407 whirlwind days from the year years from 1618. So when I see a 2025, I just know, oh, that's a 407. 1618, 1.618 is the golden mean. So it's just a coincidence that that's a swastika, that the New Year's is 79 days too. The 4-4 year split from 2017 to 2025, which is a 407 swastika, whirlwind, vortex, from 1.618, the golden mean. Now, it's possible all that's just, well, you're smart, you're seeing what you want to say. I've heard it and it's lame every time. Does it guarantee anything to happen? No, I don't want anything to happen. I don't want anything to happen. I don't want people to die or buildings to blow up or whatever they're going to do. I don't know. But that's really, there's no way that's a coincidence. A triple 33 hexagram from the 11/8/118/388/9/11/2012 to December 31st. And it happens to be 79 golden days to 99 months and 99 Allah, the name of look that up. Number of names of Allah. That's why Wayne Gretzky was named 99. I know you don't want to hear that either, and I don't care. By the way, 99 for Wayne Gretzky is 2/3. They only show you one side. 66.6% of a 9/9, and the other 9 you can't see, is 99, and 9 is a 108. And 108 is the numerator in the golden mean. Phi, the 1.618 ratio, you can look that up. It's considered holy by like the Tibetans, and that's why they did the Chicago ritual. It's been 108 years. You say, well, they did that, Roger, because it's been 108 years. No. They had the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. They made sure they didn't win for 108 years because it was planned, and then they were going to freaking win that year because this is the overall plan. An Illuminati blood ritual take over the world, $100 octillion of wealth, whatever they plan behind the scenes, is more important than a bunch of baseballs, blah, 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 blah. When you realize that Sports Center is one big alphanumeric satanic ritual, you're enlightened. Dare them to sue me on it because it's all coming out. You're all going to sue me. I don't mean you're just going to sue me into shit, throw me in jail, kill me, or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I'm all in for this, so whatever happens. You go to jail, you hang me, you call me prime solver for the cosmos. I don't know how it's going to work. Bible says I'm going to rule the world for 1,000 years, and I don't want to rule your kids. I don't want to be dog catcher. Although I do love my win-lose. She's so cute. You know what? While I'm going to do this, if you guys got dogs, I didn't know you could do this, and I had a dog before, and I had for years. And I have a new one, win-lose. You know, she's like, whatever. She's 6 or 7 now. I didn't know you could do this. You can lie down on your kitchen floor. Just lie down like I call it making a doggy bed. It's like spooning. But if you have a dog, they will instinctively know, oh, he's acting like a dog now. That's my daddy dog. So if you have a dog and you're cool with them, lie down on your floor and just curl like this. Be like, hey, buddy. Now, if she's got something else to do, she'll run off and I'll kind of feel like stupid lying on the floor. But here's your home. Most of the time, she's got nothing to do. She'll look at me and she'll be like, as soon as I did that one time, I was just like, I don't remember what I was doing. I was stretching or something. And it's like, oh, come here. And I made a little doggy bed. She came running. So make it like a little catcher's mitt. I'm telling you, it's like a little neat thing every time. It's so cute. You lie down on you're like somewhere. Sometimes I pick her up when I get her in the spot like this. I let her on dog heart. But when I put her down, you can make a little doggy bed, and they'll be like, hey, and she'll curl right in there. So anytime you're just like, and they relate to you on that level. It's fascinating. You know what? I'm going to put that out here too. The dog leash, I hold the leash in this hand, but then I take the little ribbon and I put it on my finger. So I'm holding the finger, and it's much easier to walk the dog. And I don't have to do a whole new video on the dog walking. I promise. You still hold it here in case she runs away. But just holding it creates this pull. It's too not sensitive. If you just wrap the little ribbon, the threads, you're still holding this in case she takes off. but you just put it around your finger, and it's much more touch sensitive, and she's much more likely to just like walk 4 feet in front of you instead of push and pull and drive you nuts. Okay, so with 9/11, I can do that. That's why they pay me the big bucks, and I have so many subscribers. God bless you that listen to this, because this is history. Okay, so it happens to be 99 months in 79 to 99.99 from David Rockefeller born, the 4-4 split. Just in and of itself, it doesn't necessarily mean it. I mean, no. Okay. Wells Fargo was founded. India planted their Nehru domination on 12/31. Gosh, I have to look it up. I want to say it was like 20 or 29 or something. The flag of the USSR, isn't that interesting? Those are both BRICS nations. That was December 31st. Oh, look, it's also interesting. They call it there's a name for it. It's the restoration of the Gregorian calendar in Japan. And it was exactly 147 years ago. There's your 1, 4, 7. A whirlwind. It's also a 118 one blood in 29. 29 is copper, Atlantis. It gets better. I promise. That whole day that lived in infamy with Pearl Harbor, it was horrible. I've been to Pearl Harbor many years ago. Things like that are important for us to just understand whoever's behind. I mean, just the seriousness, the soldiers who give their lives should be remembered. Those who are sacrificed by our leaders need to be hanged if somebody's going to do that. You know what I mean? Like, just because somebody is a noble sacrifice by our soldiers doesn't mean they need, of our soldiers is noble, but the sacrifice by our soldiers is noble, but of them, by leaders who don't care about them, that's evil. And that's going to stop. How? Only God. See, I can't exhibit any authority until people recognize it as such. I am America the individual. I no longer believe a single person is going to believe me. So God forgive me for that. Pearl Harbor, the day that will live in infamy, 79 years ago, there's the gold, was December 7th. You want to know why is it a December 7th? I'm telling you why. Because 127, the Holocaust Remembrance Date, is January 27th. That's a 127. 69, yin-yang balance reset. 58, 14% gold, that's the Solomonic clue, a 29-29 copper binary. 69-58 is a 127. Okay, well, that was the 7th. That's correct. The Bible says the dragon has 7 heads, 10 horns, and 7 crowns. Guess what date is exactly 7 days, 10 days, and 7 crown days from the 79th golden anniversary of the day that lives in infamy. Are you sure? Are you sure Japan lost World War II? Because when they sent me to the mental hospital because I was smarter than the judge, told her I didn't understand any of it, told her I was Michael the Archangel. I also told her that Satan doesn't have clear titles of the souls in hell, giving her legal notice as an agent of the corporation, etc., etc. I also told her I didn't understand the entire anything. She should have let me go. Everything is a voluntary understand, means you're voluntarily consenting to everything they trick you into doing. So anyways, I'm at the, wherever that was. So I just went to the library. I mean, sure, people like me. It's deeply shameful, embarrassing. I mean, I'm embarrassed for others for doing that to me, but there's nothing you can do than that I could do. So, gosh, I forget where I was with this research thing. Ah, dang it, man. So when they sent me there, I was reading this. I read up on a lot of things. Oh, I know what it was. It's Japan. I'm reading a book on, they dumb you down everywhere. I'm a super genius. I'm also a slap ass. I don't know what I'm doing, but I was like, I had to ask them to, like, can we see 2 videos? No, we have to dumb everything down so you can be 70 IQ. 90% of the people there were fine. Everybody has issues or toxicities. At least 80% of the people, you'd be like, you're just trying to make money off these people. Sick of slavery. So I'm reading this book, on history. Just fascinating. And I'll never forget it because I'm looking at it through these eyes of a totally different understanding of how things work. And it says, the Japan emperor wrote down a surrender agreement, and then there's like two sentences or one sentence that just says, but some thinks it wasn't like a full surrender. So he may have surrendered the corporation, but not the Republic of Japan. Or they may have called it the ancient Federation of Chipungo, or the noble state of Nippon. So Japan, the corporation, may have surrendered, but because they do balance, it's like December 31st. Will they have their honor? I hope not. It's 79 golden years, 7 heads, December 14th. Was it 7 heads, 10 crowns, and 7 heads, 10 horns, and 7 crowns? Horns and 7 crowns. So it's 10 horns, 7, 10, 7 from December 7th, December 14th, December 24th, December 31st. Not done with the New Year's. It's 21 years, which would imply 2112 from the rock band Fish. Phi is the golden mean. Ish, I-Y-S-H means man in Hebrew. Well, then why is there no Y in the Fi-ish? There is no Y. Ain't that clever? So P-H-I-I-S-H is Phi, the golden mean, in Greece. And I-Y-S-H, please look that up, means man in Hebrew. But there's no Y in there, Fi-ish. Why? There's no Y, aren't they clever? They dropped the 25, and the 2 and the 5th finger is how they make the sign of the temple. So it's a hidden Y. You cannot make this up. I'm not smart enough, I promise. They played the longest concert in history. I was there at the Seamen of Old, the Seminoles. Now, if you're a Florida Seminole, I have nothing against you. And some of you, I love the American Indian cultures. There's good and bad everywhere. The ones at the top are just as evil as the ones everybody's leaders are all in it. There's too much convergence. It gets better, and by that I mean it gets a whole lot worse. I'm not doing this video because I'm thinking that, I almost get nothing out of this. But I jump up and down as soon as one person says, because that's how it is. Okay, when you get a revelation and lights turn on, you go. By the way, Macaulay Culkin, look this up. His name is Macaulay Culkin. If you think I'm kidding, look it up. These are quotes. Double. Twins. Look it up. He doubled his name. And he'll come up with some reason why it was some lawyer and some legal. They changed their name and he double. Twin. The girl in the match.com says, call me 2020. TT. Macaulay. Culkin. Twin. When I do that, it's because there's higher revelation from God. Not any Illuminati third eye symbolism. You do have a pineal gland, though. Just imagine the pineal gland is a little mirror lighthouse from Jesus. Then it's okay. When I do that, it's because the seal of God is there, and I'm saying higher consciousness. I do not want the symbol of the all-seeing eye of the third eye. I'm not promoting that. Okay, here's where it gets really freaky. The Match.com's commercial was December 2nd. That is 122 pentagram. The rest of the world puts the date for it. So all the dates, if you're new to this channel, they flip. Because the rest of the world, it's 212. 212. X marks the spot. 2 at the top, 1 at the middle, 2 at the bottom. These are called cardinal points if you're new to this channel. Nothing in the world teaches you the stuff that I do because I've never seen it. And I've been around. That means any major channel, even little ones, there's nothing that touches this. A lot of this is new stuff. 100,000 hours of research. Of course, I learned from a trillion people. So forgive me if sometimes I can't give credit to everybody because I just don't remember where I saw it. So the December 2nd is when they did this Match.com commercial. X marks the spot, pentagram, TT, full circle moments. Curious. A match. Light a match. Whole thing goes whoosh. In the commercial, there's a 6'7" bodybuilder called Satan, and they think it's cute. And the girl from New Brunswick tells you, call me 2020. So she's the balance girl, and Ryan Reynolds from Canada shows up, and he's the mastermind. So he's one of the most evil people in history. You can tell him I said that. Well, from December 2nd, it's 19, 5, and 5 days. Can you see that? Because 19 is the letter S and E is the letter 5. It gets better, fans, and I mean it gets worse. Because in that video, he's prefiguring the Queensboro Bridge in New York blowing up. The Church of Satan was founded in San Francisco. Now, it's not the it's the Queensboro Bridge. It's not the Golden Gate Bridge. But when I first saw it just like that, I thought, because I know that the Church of Satan was founded in San Francisco by Anton LaVey, who was born in Illinois. But that's what I first, just instinctively, when you're not having time to analyze, I thought, oh my God, it's going to be San Francisco. Well, I've always thought the Chicago Sears Tower is now called the Willis Tower. You know, like what you're talking about, Willis? And it had 108 floors or meters or something. I think it was 108 floors. There's 108 signature to it. Sears Tower. By the way, Billy Corgan from Chicago, he put an album out called CYR. That's a triple 325 2018. That's triple 25. Second and fifth finger, Satan worshiper. 18, bloodline of Lucifer. You can look it up on Wikipedia. 18 is how the Romans recognize each other from the blood, which is the blood of Lucifer. For those who are new, I'm at least 40% Italian. I look basically like half Italian American. You know, dude, I'm Swedish and on the other side, fine. So I'm not hating on you if you have serpent seed blood. You just repent. Meaning you just repent for your sins. It's in the Bible, we know no man after the flesh. In Satan's kingdom, they know each other after. We know no man after the flesh. We know him after the heart. So you can be black, white, Asian, Aboriginal. You could be the Ashkenazi of Ashkenazis, the super Jew of super Jew. It doesn't mean anything because you're not Jew until you choose Jesus in the heart. So if you have the worst bloodlines, the most evil Illuminati bloodlines, it means nothing. Just repent and choose Jesus. You're just as good as anybody else because none of us are good enough for the kingdom of heaven. So it's the opposite of race. The Romans recognized each other through that blood. Well, it's 1955 C days. Can you see? Can you see? Oh, woman, what you doing to me? That's Eve. It gets better. At the end of the video, he says, I don't want the New Year's to end. Well, he gonna want it to end later. This is what they do is they go, cry now, pay later. Pay now, cry now, smile later. Things blow up now, peace comes later. Lose all your money later, big fortune later. Earlier later. So if you're doing good now, they're going to give you a bad later and use it all for their common good. So if their system comes in when you join them and it says you're going to be rich 50 years from now, you got to pay a price now and your career's tanked and Roseanne Barr, get the hell out of here, you're dead to me. It doesn't, this is how it works. It's their Kabbalistic thing. So at the end of the Match.com commercial, I want you to look at it. Let's put it in there. Put Matt Satan, Matt's commercial. I'm not even posting the video. Don't be lazy. Although I did it for the first one that got canceled. Just put it at Match.com. Some people have seen it. At the end of the commercial, 2020 is put there. And then it goes, and it disappears like it's being destroyed into 2021. 2021 is the year of the pentagram. 2, drop the 0, 2 at the top, 2 in the middle, 1 at the bottom. Once you see it, it's not difficult. Shh, 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 shh. Satan worshippers like that pentagram. They're known for it. There's a 6'7" bodybuilder from Florida, dressed up like Satan. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's cute. Never did. It gets even better. Oh, friends. Remember when I told you about that Camilla Harris thing? I did the video thinking maybe December 2nd. At first I thought it was Black Friday, 11/13. From 11/13 to December 31st is 11/8 or a 118 from 11/14, 16 and 2 to December 2nd. That's why I thought this was another window. 118 to December 2nd, 1955. See? So from Black Friday, the Muslims consider black holy. Now, this has nothing to do with anybody's skin. But that's why it's Black Lives Matter and Fade to Black. Man, I have a black guitar and black boots. Black is beautiful, but you can also be a rat bastard if you're black, or hide behind whatever. You know what I mean? You know what? I'm just going to do this too. Because I don't know if I did this on the videos or not, since everybody hates me. You know Corky from Obadah? I think his name was Chris Burke or something, and he had Down syndrome. Well, everybody liked him. He's one of the most evil people that ever lived. Satan worshiping, murdering pedophile. Don't I look like the worst human ever made? No, I don't. Because he's hiding behind his Down syndrome. This is how Satan's kingdom works. And I got news for you. His date is so special, I can see in the spirit, when he's a little kid, them telling him, you're smart enough to know what's going on. He's like, yeah. Just because you have Down syndrome doesn't mean you don't know. I mean, people with Down syndrome, if you've never met them, they're different. They're not all the same. They have different consciousness. They have different moralities. Some are good, some are evil, some are very street smart. You think they don't know how to... you get this with indigenous peoples around the world too, where people treated them like they were garbage in cages, and they're like, we can see you. We know you don't give a crap about us or exploiting us for reasons or whatever it is. It's like, did you think we're not as stupid as you think? He's such a son of a bitch. This Corky. Such a murdering son of a bitch. Spilled so much baby's blood hiding behind the Down syndrome that the resources from New York, where he was born, based on his dates, because that's how it works. It's like they find out, to them, they think you're like chosen to enter into this plane free from God, and that's your birth of a new life separate from God, and that's like your chosen fate numbers. So whenever his birth date is, he represents so much money behind the scenes. They'll be popping friggin' champagne with their little Satan worshiping brother. Why the hell do you think they call him Corky? This isn't a joke. I can't make that up. Now, from Black Friday, it is 118, One Blood of Lucifer, 1955C, to December 31st. Still not done. It's like unraveling. It's like when you pull a thread on a sweater or a feed sack, and it just keeps on going. December 31st is 118, One Blood of Lucifer, or 19 days, the Quran. The Quran is their little satanic magic numbers of 19. It goes all the way through it. It's like their thread. That's why it's COVID-19, Draco Void 19, artificial intelligence. 1-9 is A and I. Just memorize A through 1, Z is 26. You can do it in a week if you just care enough to learn the alphanumerics. It's not difficult. There's only a few that change. L can be a 7 instead of a 12. The M's, the W's can be 3s because they're flipped like 3s. Okay? O is a 15 or 0. There's only a few that really, change. So, from December 31st, it's a 1933 SEE. From December 31st to 11921, which would be Unity, the Quran. Eve is supposed to have a 19, Gematria 2. Gematria is the Kabbalistic alphanumeric codes. So it's 1933. The 3s, 1955 or 1933 are a C, because the 3s are E too. So like a 533 would be a C. A 555 is also a C, because 5 looks like an S. It's one of those special ones. But it is the 5th letter, which is E. So a 555 is also an SEE. You dig? So it's 1933 days from December 31st to 1/19/2021, 1 Unity, 19 Allah, 2021 Pentagram, to from 1/19 to the date 2/21/2021, which is a double pentagram, or And if the 21 is first, the 21st of February, 212, X marks the spot. A hidden 212 for us, although the rest of the world would have it'd be 21st of February 2021, to the pentagram. So it's a double pentagram or X pentagram date. From January 19th is 1221, which is a hexagram. 1, 2, 2, 1. Once you see it, the whole thing unravels. So the supercomputer, the Tatars, the giants, the Nephilim, the fallen angels, they can't not do this stuff. And if you see it, you benefit from it. That's why I don't like to do it, because if somebody was so rich, I almost hope they don't find out about this. I really don't. But it's 1221 from 119 to 221 pentagram. So from December 31st, it's 1933C, or 19 Islam, 1221 hexagram, to a pentagram, 221, 2021, or 21 of 2 February, 212 X marks the spot pentagram. So we've got Wells Fargo founted, Russia flag, the Camille Harris flag, Black Friday, 118C, Match.com, C. Russia's flag, India plants their flag December 31st. Japan restores its calendar, 147. 79 years, 7 days, 10 days, 7 days. Dragon from the day that will live in infamy. I'm sure there's more, and I don't even want to go into it because I'll have to start writing it down, and it's very frustrating because I don't want... It's like the movie with Nick Cage knowing, is this necessarily going to happen? I know I don't want it to happen. I don't know I'll be disappointed, but everybody knows that there's something that's got to give. And here's also something that's very interesting. They're not having a lot of New Year's celebrations this year. So why is it... I looked it up. The biggest New Year's celebration is usually a place called Rebellion. Sounds like rebellion or revelation of rebellion. Sounds like rebellion to me. Rebellion. In Rio de Janeiro. Brazil. Another BRICS nation. That's a lot of BRICS. There's also a Wisconsin celebration that said it was TT. I thought was curious. I'm not wanting this to happen. If it's wrong, fine. I mean, if it's wrong, it's still not wrong because I don't have big currency money. I'm not seeing high level forex. I'm not, in on that system. So I'm showing you a scene through a glass darkly on the outside. I did not plan this video being this long, but it's that important to me because if it's true, it means the mystery of iniquity can be predicted. This isn't just conspiracy theory. It's so evil. By the way, conspiracy theory, think about it. Conspiracy theory is CT. It's a 320. That's the date I just told you David Rockefeller died on, the 79th day of the year. I mean, it just might be a coincidence. I mean, it might be. I mean, things happen. Words happen. But maybe, I don't know. It's made up by the government to disparage truth seekers, so why not? It's a big supercomputer. Oh, by the way, New Year's Eve. I say Eve is Mrs. Satan, the whore Babylon. It does have her name in it. New Year for the pentagram. Reset. Apparently someone said something about Trump saying there's going to be something new for 1/1/2020 or whatnot. Man, I'm getting this right now. It's 360, as in 360 degrees from another full circle moment, which is January 5th, 2020. 1, draw the circle in. 5 spokes is a pentagram, 2020 TT. So it's 360, as in 360 degrees. Full circle moment. Folks, I suspect if I had to guess, they'll blame it on Boko Haram in Nigeria. They told us they want to go in Somalia, Libya, Yemen, Iran, Syria. It very well may be because of this, the Soleimani guy, who is yet another, Solomon. The Iran-Iraq thing they killed some nuclear scientist deal there. It just feels like this is going down. I don't know that it's going to be some like big nuke. I don't think that's the case. It's just going to be enough for them to create the next conflict, the next distraction, blame the reset on everything, whatever they're going to do with the gold standard, with currencies, with... Oh, here's another thing. I just heard that in Britain, they locked you down with this tier 4, what's his name, Boris Johnson. They're making it much harder for people to leave the country. So it's like they're locking the prison in to keep you there. Why did that happen I think it was 12/23? Why did they do that if they're not knowing that people are wanting to escape and leaving? Meaning, are they trying to keep bad guys out of their country, or are they trying to keep the good ones in their country that they don't want to escape or tell others, or they just want to control? It's very curious. They just put this in there now to where it's like, hey, you're locked in with whatever happens. So what I suspect is going to happen is, people are already, they're going to be even less mobile than before. And they announced this new strain. So before, like they called it COVID-19, I'm told, I could be wrong, I saw somewhere, the next one they're telling us is, 23. Well, I don't know what 19 and 23 necessarily mean. One unity from 1920. If it was one unity 923, Saudi Arabia was founded on September 23rd. That's curious. I don't know if they have another version. You know what? The next version may be the real deadly one. I don't believe there's a real scamdemic with this thing. I think whatever they call coronavirus has already been given to all of us, which is just a precursor root of all the autoimmune diseases. I think it's in the vaccines, and it just destroyed everybody with slow promoting bugs, demyelination, the adjutants, all that. However that's done, look that up. Man, this is a 42-minute video. I don't mind doing a long video because it's chock full of information. If you knew what I was giving you, if you knew what I gave you on that currency video that I did earlier with the fake currencies, though, you'd pay me $10,000 for it. Not because you're necessarily going to make money for it, but if you just knew the consciousness of seeing these things and the history, the artistry, the symmetry, the design. I mean, I learn. Yes, I'm often misunderstood, but that's not my fault. It's other people. They're misunderstanding. I'm not anything. If I do wrong, I'm wrong. But they're misunderstanding. The group bullies you with the verbiage. You know the truth, you must be misunderstood. No, others are misunderstanding. You go talk to them. I'm normal. So are you if you got the truth. So, boy, it's very frustrating to see this. With New Year's Eve, they've got the lockdown in place. Eve takes them into the year of the pentagram. I don't know. Will it be regional? Very well. If I wake up the next day and nothing happened, I'm still showing you how the mystery of iniquity works. So I might as well do this all in the same video here now. 1/18/2021 is one blood. I don't know specifically what will happen for that, but totally see that. Maybe there'll be countries with the real. 18-1 would be R-I-A-L. That would be like the year 1012. And maybe. You think I'm kidding. I'm not kidding when I say they do things like thousands of year plans. That's how they get away with it. I told my brother the other day, I said, with what I know now, if what I was evil, give me 2 generations, I'd rock everybody out. Because you can just start teaching them this stuff when they're in diapers. By the time they're 12, if they're evil, they could pimp the whole everything. Because you're just setting up cultural inertia. Rich, teach, dumb down others. It's your competitive edge. I mean, it's crazy. So here's the mystery of iniquity. I believe that I've talked about 12, 23, 25, which is either going to be like the return of Lucifer or the big global takeover. It's prefigured in the G20, all the G21s. They have this, it's like the L20, the W20, the T20, the Y20. It's 12, 23, 20, 25, but the 23 comes first. So it'd say like the W, the women's 20, the L20, the labor 20, 2020, the T20, it'll be the whatever. The Y, the 25 will be the youth 20, but it's all there. That's their date. So it's some kind of global commie takeover. Maybe it'll be alien full disclosure. Maybe the actual return of Lucifer. Maybe he slips right down that slip and slide from independence with the, I call it the Lucy spiral. There's a name for it. The Mormon, I did a video. I think I did a video on it. Wow. So 12, 23, 25. That's also a Lucy in the Sky of Diamonds. Look at my video for that. 11, 7, 25. Green light, 7-11. That's Bono. Novelty is November. L is the 12th letter. 7, turn it upside down. 2025. I think that's when they'll back some kind, like the big currency thing. So if they're doing gold standard now, it might be they back the 4 major. I think eventually they'll probably be like a 4-4 deal. I'll just tell you, I think there'll eventually be a 4-4 deal where it'll be 4 major global reserve currencies and 4 cryptos that just like bookend the whole thing. Could be totally wrong about that. I don't know that. That's how I think. The 4-4 is the 4-4. It's a square deal. It's like a screw that's all the way tight. It's 4-4, shaking hands, 4 seasons, 4 directions, that type of thing. There are 4 elements. It's an ancient thing. It's like, hey, squared off, it's a good deal, it's signed, it's done, delivered, done. Undisputed. Oh, man. I am here to tell you there are plans for World War III. Now, World War III was the war on drugs. World War IV was probably the fake war on terror. World War V was coronavirus, but what they would call World War III. Happens to be my 51st birthday. Why? Because 51 means dominance. I have the dominance in Jesus because I'm less than crap without him. It happens to be my birthday. The reason I know this is because President Xi, Pang, I forget his name, President Xi, XI, he said earlier this year, he predicted an all-out global war on the coronavirus. Look at the quotations. Throw away the rest of the story. Tell me what you see and what they're telling you about. So it doesn't matter if it's whatever it is, a song about your dog, but then they tell you he needs a whatever. It's the no more canine or something. It would refer to a dentist pulling teeth. No more canine. That type of thing where you're, what? All-out global war. See this? You can't make this up. Oh my God. When people do quotations, the air quotes, VV, I was just going to tell you, the dragon has 2 VV horns, and that's how they do their quotations, and wait till they give you triple quotes for Atlantis. Quote, quote, quote. Oh my God. So 22 days from the day he made that statement is April 26, 2026, which is a 420. T. Look up in the Forbidden City if you want to, right now on Wikipedia. Look down in the bottom right-hand corner. There's an ancient carving that's T, and in the inside of it, it makes a swastika. You cannot, I did a video on this. 420, T is 20. That's why it has nothing to do with herb, and that's why Hitler was born on there. Kind of known for a swastika, 420. So, April 26, 2026 is the 26th of April. It's a 420 inside of a 2626. Which is a 266666, which is a triple dragon. 2222. V is the 22nd letter. The dragon has 2 V's over his head. All-out global war. April 26, 2026. like doing this because it's very difficult, and I get absolutely nothing for this. I'm going to get 0 donations. I'm going to get 20 people listening to this who may be like, yeah, interesting. But I do it because I have to. Because I'm a prophet, I'm a watchman on the wall, I don't know everything, and if this doesn't happen specifically, I won't be upset. Because I don't want to see any, I mean, Kamala Harris is a baby murderer, she's a commie trader, I don't want to see her killed, like, it's not going to make me feel good. Her parents, by the way, are from India and Jamaica. I think that's fascinating, because India also had, by the way, India, thank you for giving us those beautiful sativas that made it to Jamaica that can grow in that tropical climate. Because that's the best herb in the world, and I want to find the strain I had with my buddy on the street that came through Florida. It had to be Jamaican. Not all of them are like that. It was like cotton candy flavored lamb's bread. It was just perfect. Very curious that India had a whole influx of people into Jamaica, meaning because these are huge strongholds, huge resources thing. That's why they had a bunch of them go to Guyana. They do this not just because they want to get rid of refugees or because they need cheap labor, although that works like that. They're cross-pollinating. Ideally, Satan wants to have sex with everything, and everything is one big super color called baby crap brown. He wants to take all the colors of everything and mix them together and synthesize everything. So there'll just be one button on your keyboard that just says, duh. November 7th, 2025, 12/23, 2025, April 26th, 2026, and it will just keep on going. There are plans. There's no doubt in my mind. I have seen code for these people, or I just kept going with what I know how they do and how they think. I literally saw code years ago where I was looking at this stuff, and I was like, man, these suckers, these Arabic people, the Saudi Arabians that are in control, and there's a whole bunch of them, they have a plan out to the year 186,000 because that's a lunar cycle, like 18.6, it's either days or month, but 186 is the speed of light. It's like 186, I think it's 1,000 meters per second. This is how they do things. I'm not joking. Why do you think they're on top? Now, God's on top. But this is the mystery of iniquity. I mean, if I right now just said, hey, 1,000 years from now, let's do it, kids. If I had kids, and I would love to, and I will at some point. But the point is, think about that. I mean, if this was your life, you had $1 gazillion, you think people believe you? Even if you tell them, do you understand how difficult it is for me to do what I just did, correlating 100,000 hours of research? Telling you all this stuff in here, just handing it to you. Do you know how difficult that is to bring it to you? I mean, I've done at least probably, I don't even know, at least 20,000 hours of just studying history every day. Every day I put today's date history in a search engine. And I put flag adopted, currency reform, coat of arms, national anthem, stuff like that. Just because I never stop learning. And I never stop seeing the big context. And it's utterly fascinating. Famous births, famous deaths, because if they're on that side, and they all are, everyone in history except Jesus and the disciples, and a few good kings of Israel, and the real Cyrus, a few of them, except those people, I don't mean every human, I mean every famous person was a Satan-worshipping, murdering pedophile, one of them, all in on it. No matter who they said they were fighting against on the inside. Every one of them, that's how the world works. Occam's razor says, not Roger's crazy and he's just crazy because we said that's simple. No. Occam's razor says Roger's correct, they're all in on it. The simplest explanation tends to be the easy. They were just all in on it from day one. Speaking of day one, some people, Cliff, I said that 1/1/2020 was year zero. What if day one is year one? What if they're going into day one and year one? 1/1/2021. Oh. And in case you're wondering, and I do, 2021, I mean, it'll just keep going. It'll be 201 years which is a 79 and a 122. 79 gold, 122. So it'll be a golden pentagram 2, the year 2222. VV Dragon, 1-1. It's also curious. It's 33 days to February 2nd, 2021. So it'll be 33 days to 122 and 79 golden pentagram years to the date. 2222. So V is the 22nd letter. February 2nd, 2222 is a triple V. In Hebrew, V is a Vav is 6. 666. Of course, there's the whore of Babylon again. She loves me. If you say V real fast, V V V V V V V V V V V V V V V V V V V V V. So it's 33 days to a 122.79 golden pentagram years. 122.79 years, 33 days to 2222. Eve, Eve, Eve. V, V, V. V, 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 V. And doesn't that sound just like the cymatics of a spaceship? Cymatics are the shapes of sound. So if I told you, I go by Roger that. I'm Roger. Roger that, 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 Roger, Roger that, Roger, Roger that, Roger, 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 Roger that, 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 Roger that. It's just cymatics. It has a sound, a vibe. It can change shapes when they put them on these little vibratory things, and it'll change particles based on the sound. It's basically the visual shape of sound, I guess, would be the best way to call cymatics, a real thing. Does that, I mean, if I told you that, someone would be like, what's with the spaceship sound? Skank gets around. I hope they don't take out, I don't think it's going to be like, a long time ago, like James Lord would say things like they're going to, nuke New York and send the capital to Jerusalem. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I don't think they're necessarily going to nuke New York. Although Obama's prefigured that kind of thing too. He even said, I'm trying to keep them from nuking New York City. He's the people, these are all the people that do it. And he's the same blood brother of Joko Widodo, president of Indonesia. I mean, literally spitting image, same womb. He was born wherever. Actually, I don't know that. Mom could have 44 days later birthed him in Kenya or Hawaii or whatever, but they're Indonesian. It's Atlantean twin bloodline takeovers. Joko Widodo, Joke Obama. It's like the same thing. Obama's a joke, Joke Obama. They have a name for him. It's like Joko Wo or something like that. Joko Widodo. Look it up right now. I did a video on it. So anyways, these people are devils. I normally don't do a video this long. If you knew what if you knew what I just told you, your jaw will be on the floor. Most people don't. I'm not bragging on anything. I'm just telling you, once you can see the big picture, only God could ever stop this nightmare from continuing with the competitive edge of intelligence, orchestration, programming, cultural inertia, expectations, all of us being dumbed down. I mean, I don't know how to do anything. I shouldn't say I know how to do some things, but I'd prefer not to be living in my dad's basement. I should have been an octillionaire in 2003. You as the body of Christ did not do what Jesus told you to. But I deserve to go to hell too, so I forgive you as he forgives me. I don't want this to be correct, and I won't feel bad, but I'm going to leave the video up either way because it's the mystery of iniquity. So what if it was 2020? What if it was 118C 2020? It might be. 2020 from that date would be, what, 29 in Atlantis date. Be 2 years from the BIS, the biggest bank in the world. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is how I do this. February 9th would be B-I-U, I-B-U. I-B-U. I-C-U is one thing. I-B-U is slang for my W is on my doppelganger. And that's how they... Let's just go into this, since I'm sitting here. When they talk about breaking the mirror, it's like they're collapsing the field. So they're like you have a Jekyll and Hyde, and on these movie videos, when they talk about breaking the mirror, they're saying like, merge into oneness. The problem with that is you can't be your own savior. Without Jesus, you're going straight to hell. Without Jesus, I'm going straight to hell. Without the grace of God, I'm not even pleading my case because I sinned, and there's just no remedy for sin. There, you can do 100 octillion good things. Without Jesus saying, I'm wiping that slate clean, the slate's not going anywhere and the stain's not ever removing. And you are Lady Macbeth, and you are that blood stain, and you are crack. You are caca. I'm caca compared to Jesus. Now, in terms of your self-esteem compared to others, fine. Teach yourself, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough. Doggone it, people like me. Healthy self-esteem man to man. Compared to Jesus, no self-esteem, la caca. La caca. I was born from Lake Titicaca in sin. You know David said, in my mother's womb, I was born in iniquity. Let's go into that too. Because how can you punish a baby for being born in sin if there was no first earth age? We sinned in the first earth age. You can never harm a child and justify it. You can't, these people will rape and murder children claiming that it's their karma and they must have been rapists and murderers in the last earth age, and that's just them working out their balance. It's evil. You cannot remedy yourself. You cannot fix the stain of the human condition. That's why Jesus is the only cure for the human condition. As soon as Jesus made us, he knew only one all-knowing being is going to ever be bulletproof to sin and temptation. As soon as he made humanity, Jesus knew he had to die for us. Because he knew he had to righteously judge us, the essence of the Father's truth, and that's not conditional. You're always going to get judgment. Because if God didn't judge us, he'd be a bitch and nobody would respect his authority. And that's not the greatest authority of all time. If he didn't die in our place, then he would have been a fool for creating us. You don't create a car that's going to blow up and not take anybody and be a waste of your time. And we're all a waste of his time. If he doesn't replace us, we don't become God. He replaces the penalty. He satisfies the judgment. So the loving judgment of the first essence of God judges us. The wages of sin is death. The second essence of Jesus, the body of the same person of God the Father, Jesus is the person of God the Father. He said, Philip, why ask thou me? Show thee the Father. How long have I been with you? You still don't know who I am? He was telling you, come get in the spot and get loved on with Daddy. Jesus forgave sins. Well, why did he pray to the Father? Because the body surrenders to the mind. As I'm doing this video right now, my mind is dictating. The body tells, you're doing something. But the mind is saying, Roger's doing this, and Roger's doing this, and Roger's doing whatever, or hey. The body's not telling the mind what to do. I'll flop all over. Won't know what the, you know what I mean? Think about it. The mercy of God the Father's body, Jesus, the same person in second essence, died in our place. That doesn't make him a punk. That doesn't make him a bitch. That makes him the most loving authority figure. He's a righteous authority figure because the judgment had to be satisfied. So his badass alpha male awesomeness is here. But his loving mercy that he paid off the price for us is why he's not just the righteous discipline. He's the coolest mother sucker of all time. When I say mother sucker, Jesus understands what that means. That's a colloquialism for you bad mamma jamma, and he understands bad mamma jamma to mean bad idea to mess with them. Because he's the most righteous. We can't even conceive of getting near the judgment seat of Jesus. Drop dead just thinking about it. But he's so cool, he died in our place. So when he resurrected, the outer flesh died in the tomb. The outer sinful temptation, the barnacles. The body's good, but the flesh, see this right here? That cellulite tissue that we don't like, that's extra fat, that's flesh. The skin is good. Teeth are good. Body's good. When he resurrected, he had a body, but it wasn't fallen flesh. Now, he wasn't a sinner. He was in the sinful temptation of our usness, having lived a perfect life, told enough truth knowing they would kill him like a matador with a cape. He got us to kill our evil outer nature that he was in, not of, having tempted with, the same way he says to be in the world, not of the world. Well, he was in our fallen flesh nature that he got from Mary, because he is his own father, which is why he had to have a virgin birth, because he can't come under the authority of a sinful male, and he can't have sex. The only person who could have sex with his would-be mother would be him, because he's the only body of God. That's why he had to be born of a virgin birth, or he'd have sex with his would-be mother and his all-the-time daughter. Be like Michael J. Fox going back and like having sex with his mother in the prom dress. It's like, nope, 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 nope. That's why the virgin birth had to be that way. It would be crazy and nonsensical and blasphemous and evil and wicked anything else. When he rose up from the tomb, the grace is him offering us the good stuff that we don't deserve. The judgment is when we get the bad stuff that we do deserve. The mercy is when we don't get the bad stuff that we do deserve. The grace of Holy Spirit is when we get the good stuff that we don't deserve. And Jesus, you are the only good stuff left anywhere. Because you are always the only good stuff anywhere. There's never been any good stuff that didn't come from you. And anything that didn't come from you was crap. And that's how the human experience is a success, when we realize we're all a failure without him. We have experienced the flesh, and we repent. Forgive me, Jesus, my everything's wrong. Do with this video whatever you want. I hope you learned something. God bless you in the name of Jesus. Truth plus love equals life.